portfolio I feel better about today than I have for a long, long time. Strategies in place. Good execution is going to lead to good earnings. It's going to lead to stock price appreciation. Good morning. Welcome back to Boca. We have 620 attendees each year. We've got 120 first-timers. For the first time, 47% of the attendees are global and diverse, so it just shows you how much the company continues to change. I think the global economy is being reset. The portfolio I feel better about today than I have for a long, long time. I think our financial outlook is very attractive when we look at the next few years. Strategies in place. I don't see a lot of big strategic moves. We're going to keep executing on the strategy we've been on and really committed even more to leadership and people. The way I try to run the company is behind some big themes. You know, we're really seeing a multi-speed recovery, a difference between the emerging and the developed world. We're going to see inflation this year, commodity inflation. We intersect with governments. Anytime there's high unemployment, big fiscal deficits, the government is going to be an active player. We're an infrastructure and financial service company. We're a technology leader. We're globally positioned. And we've got some big core competitive advantages. Our technology, our scale, the entrenched relationships we have with customers, the performance culture. I mean, I think this really is your GE for the next 5 or 10 years.
And so I think what we're seeing is that after the financial crisis, the markets have gotten a lot better, but you're still going to have reverberations in the system. There still are things that need to be worked out with too much leverage, too high unemployment in the developed markets. And the positive offset to that is there's just a tremendous amount of investment going into the developing market. You know, a couple of the indicators that things are getting better. We had a very good performance last year. 8 out of 12 businesses beat their op plan in terms of profitability, which was terrific. And we ended up at about $14.5 billion of cash. And we had great progress on capital allocation. To be able to, in the fall, to be able to say, you know, at the end of the summer, we're going to restart the buyback, 2 dividend increases up 40%, and then to do attractive M&A for investors. It shows we're back on offense, and investors really applauded that. What they ask is, what are the signals that show you're going to grow and demonstrate that I'm going to have an appreciating asset over time? It's your revenue growth, it's your earnings growth, and it's your cash flow growth. And it's not 1 quarter or 1 year. It's really, what is the long-term potential for this enterprise? You know, the second question is, what's your sustainable competitive advantage? And that shows up in your profit rates, your op profit rates, your margin rates versus your competitors. And it shows up in your returns on capital. And how do investors think that they're going to be able to demonstrate that the capital they give us generates excess returns over time?
Each one of these leaders has done things, has led efforts, has coordinated with teams back in the U.S. and other places to have market success. So we really do know what we need to do. We just need to do more of it. We need to do it more consistently, and we need to do it everywhere.
The kind of investments that we see today, the kind of commitment in terms of resources, the amount of people that we are adding, the amount of investment that we are willing to make in products, and trying to align what you have to invest in terms of what that particular market needs, I see a metamorphosis. I see a huge fundamental change.
In terms of the messages for you today, in many ways our world has gotten better. In terms of how we executed last year, liquidity, very strong. If you go back to the fall of 2008, $15 billion in cash. Now $60 billion in cash. Funding is complete. Balance sheet ahead of plan. Cost, another $800 million of cost out. $4 billion over the period. Capital, pretty good shape. Again, 8.5. We're already in line for most of the ratios that we're going to have. Losses and impairments better, and then earnings a little bit better. It's not where we were 2006, 2007, but better than we thought. Coming into the year. We should generate surplus capital and be able to restate the dividend back to GE starting in 2012. And then great, I think, strategic connection, either through the verticals, through mid-market, other areas in the company, which really strengthens the value, I think, of our franchise. So I'm here to tell you we're back, and our plan is to deliver and to deliver for GE.
We think it's time to reinvigorate our commitment to operating excellence, to reinvigorate our commitment to process improvement. And so this year we're launching GE Advantage. And GE Advantage is really just a rejuvenation of taking our powerful tools and applying them to our key processes. Everybody in this room gets rigor. You're here because of it. But what we have to remind ourselves of is 45% of our employees have been with GE for less than 5 years. So GE Advantage isn't about a new set of tools. We've got them, and they're extraordinary. We have 23 projects that we're launching. And again, it is a commitment to wing process improvement, to bring rigor to our key processes to truly drive competitive advantage. And as we do that, we see $9 billion of incremental revenue and over $3.2 billion of incremental cash flow.
Three big areas, and you've heard them regularly over the past couple of days: bureaucracy and that kind of lack of individual empowerment in the company; customer alignment, and we've had some great presentations that give great best practices as to how to re-engage the teams, and customer focus and employee connection. All the data, all the analytics are there for you this year in terms of helping to interpret those results. But what we need are concrete, specific actions, because we really do. I mean, I think all of us as leaders would like to see us make progress in terms of eliminating and cutting down on bureaucracy in the company, really increasing customer focus, bringing the customer back centrally in our strategy, and making sure that we connect with all employees in the company.
Celebrate the beauty of GE, which is the people. You know, GE in its essence is a working person's company. It's a person that no matter where you came from, no matter your background, no matter your nationality, your age, your sex, your race, if you can bring it, you got a place here. That's GE. This company has a culture. We are tough-minded optimists. We know the future is going to be better than the past. We're a high-tech innovator, and we're ready to go.